Hey everyone, Mr. Clutch here. It is late Friday night, and I wanted to do a video. I was on the road again today, so I didn't get to trade much at all, actually, at all during trading hours today. So I wanted to look back, and I was kind of looking, and I like some of the setups I saw today. We got to think, we're at the end of the Friday. Let's look back on the week that was behind us and look at our absolute A plus setups. Go day by day and just look at these the plays that if you just held off and took nothing but what looks like an A plus setup, um, based on the EMAs and the 2 minute strategy, what plays you would have taken. So we're here at the start of I guess that's last Friday. Let's get over to Monday here. So this is Monday. All right. Oh yeah, we didn't trade much, so we're at Tuesday here. Um, so the first thing to note is we don't have any zones because we're just going to be going day by day. I'm just going to look at just plays and flags to the EMAs. So what we're looking for is our EMAs are in the right direction. So if we're looking at a move down in a flag, we're looking at our 200 above our 48 above our 13, and we're looking for a flag back into that. So Tuesday had, I think, one of the best plays all week, and that's right out of the bat. So if you do zoom out for a little context, like the Thursday before, we made our highest high that we've made yet. Then we basically bounced around, but ended up down quite a bit. Friday, over the weekend, we had a 3 day weekend. Then Tuesday gaps down, and so the trend is definitely down here. So um, you open with your EMAs, they just cross here, and it's kind of bouncing through the 13 and 48. These steep ones like this, I always talk about. I hate trying to catch these. There's not really a trend line to draw there. These moves are better served for just taking your positions at the 13 or 48 and just hoping that it doesn't push up past it, putting your stop up here. But again, we're just looking at the flags to the 13. So this is not the one I was looking at originally, but I do not mind this one because it is kind of like it is ultimately a flag. If we look on a higher time frame, this would look like a flag, but it comes right here and pins under the 13 and down it goes. So good move there. That's not, but this is the one I really like. Once we get the trend going down, we build that flag right there, and as soon as that hits the 13, it rejects, starts breaking down, and because this is getting pulled down so fast, it's actually um, pretty close to the 13. I mean, this was the 13 didn't close here until this was down here, so it did bring it down, but there was you still look like you're starting to break down here, and I think that's a decent play to try. So that was a good one. That was one. And then you kind of come down, you're looking for a flag back up, and it just doesn't happen here. It kind of tries to, but then comes back, reclaims that, and now your EMAs are getting flipped. So you're coming up here. This was kind of a little too steep, and then walk sideways. Yeah, it's just not a lot more that day that screams at you and says, okay, this is a nice move. So early in the day on Tuesday was the moves. Let's look at Wednesday. So Wednesday we're still trending down. Nothing really to play here, but once you get down here, you're kind of looking for a flag back, and it never really just made a nice flag, so you're just letting that go. Then it gets above the 13 and just chops between the 13 and 48, sells off again. You're kind of looking for that little flag back. It kind of tries two off one candle, goes back up, comes back down. Really not a flag to catch there. Now we're flipping the EMAs here. We make a nice lower high here, go up, and this is one of those moves that we play sometimes in Discord, but the yeah, when you breach that 200 and close above it, a lot of times you can really get a nice flush the opposite way. But here it didn't happen, and our EMA still aren't in the right way. So this isn't the most ideal. This isn't what I would consider A plus plus plus. We put all the pluses behind an A, showing it's an absolute good move. So you want to let it come back. So here it goes. We get back here, but our 13 still lagging, so we're kind of waiting for a flag back. Just doesn't happen. Then it fights back through, makes its way up, and yeah, I mean that was kind of nice. But again, you're coming into your 200. You already stopped here, so you're not taking that. It's not a high quality setup. This actually isn't bad here to end the day because there's a really clean, clear trend line. It is kind of steep, But the ones I don't like playing steep that are like almost straight up, this here had a nice defined trend line across here. So when it's breaking down, even if it wicks up through the 13 and comes down, if you're still playing it the last 6 minutes of the day, but that was a nice little flush there at the end of the day. So I'd say that was probably the best looking move of that day on Wednesday. Let's take a look at Thursday now. This is one we just did the video on last night, so let me remember here. I pointed this one out in the video. That's not bad. We're still kind of trending down overall, but out of the open we rip up, and on the, we're trading on the 2-minute chart, so obviously we're not looking for moves that are going to last days. We're looking for moves we can get in and get out. So the EMAs are flipping up here. 48's not through your 200, so, and that's kind of a hard one to draw. I mean, you could catch that and it's a pretty good one, but you're not faulted if you don't. I'd say that's just below an absolute perfect setup. So we're looking for a flag back here again. This is one of those steep ones that like comes straight down. I like a little more angle there. Then it just really sells off here. Your EMAs are just chopping here. Nothing really clear here. You're looking for a flag back. Doesn't happen. Back in the chop. Back in the chop. Go get below the 200. I mean, we're going to clear everything, come back and look for a flag back. It never happens. Comes up here. Yeah, you're still looking here. This is not bad. It loses the 13, which can be fine. But then it kind of reclaims it here. So you could get in there and catch a little move. Probably the best one I see that day. I mean, there's just not a lot going on Thursday to catch a move that just absolutely looked perfect. So on to Friday we go. I did just take a quick glance before we started, and there's one here I love. So again, we're chopping. The EMAs are flipping. Nothing. I mean, there's nothing here. As close as these are, you could look there. Again, that's one of those steep ones that I talk about. EMAs are backwards. This is just, it's so choppy through here. But then we finally kind of make that. It's like we fought to the high and then kind of fought up to the high and then just sold off. Got another 13. Nice big sell off here. So we're under the 200. We're under all our EMAs. Now we're looking for our flag back. And this is the one that's just perfect right there. Now in this case, your EMAs aren't in the exact order you need them, right? You got your 13 is crossing under your 200, your 48 still up above. But after this big sell-off and this nice little back test, and you got both EMAs kind of together there that it rejected off of, you take that breakdown, and that's over 100% move. I actually think Casey took this. I said I wasn't trading it, but I kept getting the Discord ones, and I know there was one later in the day. So I guess I should say I don't know that he took this one, but I know he caught a 100% move in the end of the day, and this would be my best guess is the one that it was. So that was textbook there. So anyways, hopefully that helps. One thing it helps me do when I review like this is just like think about there's only so many setups a week that if I'm deploying my capital for, and I really want to be tight on what I'm looking for. I could take 4 or 5 of these a week, and not all of them hit the same, but maybe 5 to 10 a week even that are absolutely like you don't even have to think about them because they're so perfect. Like this here, when it flags up and it starts breaking into that trend line, like this is one you're just gonna take. Sure, maybe it drips below here, and and then fights back and you get stopped out. Oh well, that is one that you're going to want to take there. So anyways, hopefully this helps. If it does, we'll try to maybe look at some more weekend reviews and things like that. Just and be picky about your setups. It's when you put money in a trade, you need to be picky and you need to make sure it fits exactly what you're looking for, and you're not willing to sacrifice just to be in a trade, which we all do, and it's nature, for human nature to especially all of us that are obsessed with trading, to want to be in trades, right? We're doing this so we can trade. But it gets really easy to let your guard down, let your requirements wane, just so you can find a trade. So just be careful about that. Use this to kind of think about, look back at what your setup is. Maybe it's a little different than what we're talking about here, and see how um, and kind of see like where your actual best setups were, like review the week before, and kind of get an idea how many present themselves over a week. So anyways, hope everyone has a good weekend, and thanks for watching.